Guys, today I'm filming my first update for my chopping block series of 2020. If you guys did not see my intro, I will have it linked in the cards. If you're unfamiliar with this series, I've done it for the past few years on my channel, and basically at the beginning of the year I will go through my collection and pick a set group of products that I want to test out throughout the year and make a final decision whether I want to keep them or not. Also, in these updates, I like to let you know about any other random products I chose to declutter, anything that I returned, and anything that I had to throw away because it went bad. So if you guys did not see my intro, there were so many products in there, especially lip products. This is going to be a huge chopping block year for me, so I just need to be diligent about actually testing the products so I can try to get through all of them by the end of the year. And in my updates, I'm only going to be reviewing the things I tested out over those past 2 months. So let's just get started. So out of all of the chopping block things I tested, I'm only keeping 4 products. And the first 2 would be some extra dimension eyeshadows from MAC. We have the shade Ready to Party, which is an opal, and the shade Smoky Mauve, which is just a really pretty shimmery purple. These are nice eyeshadows. They are very shimmery. They look very beautiful on the lid. They're not must-haves for me. I wish I could have gone back in time and not purchased them just because I don't need them. But since I have them and I do like them and it's really hard for me to get rid of MAC products, I am going to keep them for now. And then I do have 2 lip products I'm going to be keeping. The first is the Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. I got this in a Sephora Play. I've got that one swatched right there. It's just a really sheer, comfortable, balmy lip product. And the other one is one of the Maybelline Shine Compulsion lipsticks in the shade Taupe Seduction. I have that swatched right there. That is just a really unique color. It's a very, very comfortable formula. It can be a little bit messy though, but those are the 4 products I'm going to keep for now, but I will reevaluate later in the year and decide if I really do need to keep them or not. So then we have all of the chopping block items that I'm going to be letting go of, and I've got them separated out here. So in this makeup bag I have all of the lip products, which is a lot. Again, if you saw my intro you will know. And then I do have some random products I'm decluttering. So we'll just start with these lip products. The first one is the Kat Von D Study Kiss Cream Lipstick in the shade Lovecraft. It's a really pretty mauve, but it's a little bit too drying of a formula for me, so I'm going to get rid of that. Then we've got the ColourPop Matte Luxe Lipstick in Big Break. This is a really comfortable formula. I do really enjoy it. It's a pretty pink color, but it's too much of a medium pink for me, and I usually like pinks that are a little bit lighter, so not something I'm going to be keeping. I'm going to try not to say that about every product. I hate when people do that. It drives me bonkers. Then I'm getting rid of the Lancome Color Design Lipstick in 361 Lucky Kiss. It is a matte finish. I just didn't love the color on me. Then we have what I'm wearing today, which I just don't need. It does emphasize the lines in my lips. It's not that uncomfortable though, but it's just a little bit too gray tone on my lips and I'm not loving it. So this is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Perla. Part of me is like, oh, maybe I'll keep it. No, I never use it and I'm not in love with it right now, and this is the kind of makeup I would pair with it, and I'm not loving the combo, so I'll let it go. Then unfortunately I'm getting rid of both of my Alamar glosses. So this first one is the DesNUDEa gloss in the shade Dulce. I was stalking the BoxyCharm Facebook page to try to get this gloss. It looks so pretty on other people. It is very thick and really orange on me. This almost looks like mac and cheese craft dust color, you know what I'm saying? Not sexy. And then I have the Alamar Mother of Pearl lip gloss in the shade Sirenita. A really pretty pink with some golden shimmer in it. It makes your lips look very juicy, but it doesn't have much color if you can see right there, and it just has a lot of that shimmer, which I can feel on my lips. It's not the most uncomfortable, but it is noticeable for me, and I am not down with that. So both of those are going to be going. I really need to stop buying Alamar products from the BoxyCharm Facebook group. It's not that they're bad, but they haven't been amazing for me, and I end up decluttering them. So except for the first Reina del Caribe palette, that one's incredible. Everything else I've tried is like, eh. So those are going. Then what was a surprise to me is I really did not enjoy these Kylie lip products. So this first one is one of their cream finish lipsticks in the shade Creme Brulee. The smell of this is very cherry cough syrup. It smells like the Lime wet cherry lip glosses, which is part of the reason I returned the gloss I bought last year from Lime. So it's a really pretty color. This would be right at my alley if this was a matte finish. Because it is a cream, it just makes it look lighter on my lips. It doesn't melt in easily. I just noticed that distinct line between lipstick and color. And I'm not someone that likes to blend out my lip color with my finger or dot it on or anything like that. So okay, it's a really nice color. I would think this is totally my kind of nude, but not in a cream finish. Then I have the Kylie High Gloss in the shade Diva, which is a beautiful pink. But again, it smells like cherry, like the Lime wet cherry glosses. It actually has really similar packaging to the Lime, where it does have a large doe foot applicator and it's a little fatter and squattier. A really pretty color, but again, I don't like the scent of this. And again, this is not very pretty on my lips. It's a very pretty shade. It does have a nice medium opacity, but it looks kind of gloopy on my lips. And again, this is something I would have to blend out with my finger, which I don't like. So unfortunately, because of this scent and just the way they sit on my lips, I don't love them. Next, I have some Nudesticks that I'm getting rid of, and some of them are because of the color, but mostly it's just because of the formula. So I actually have a bunch of these Nudesticks to test out. Again, you'll notice if you saw my intro, but I tried out 2 different formulas and I hated them. So the first one is the Magnetic Matte Lip Color, and I have the shades Rose and Boho. I'm so upset because Rose is a stunning shade that I absolutely would have gotten a lot of use out of. It goes on very creamy, but as it starts to dry, it gets very, very, very sticky and tacky and really uncomfortable. And then here's the Boho shade, which is a really pretty tan nude. I feel like this would look really pretty on Ami. Yeah, there's that one. That would look so nice on Ami, but I do not like this formula. And the other formula I didn't like at all would be the Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balms. I do have 4 of these. These just feel thick on the lips. They feel sticky. This is like a dry, thick, sticky formula. This is not as drying, but it just is like not easy to rub my lips together. It just feels like a heavy, sticky product, but it's not heavy in pigmentation or anything like that. It's just not the most comfortable formula. So the shades I have would be Pulse, which is so pretty. I'm so sad I don't love these. Then J Mama, and then I got 2 full-size ones. This one is Allie. Oh, I want to love these. They're so shiny. And the other one is Tay Tay. Let me see. Going from this way to this way, we have Pulse, J Mama, Allie, and Tay Tay. Then I've got some ColourPop Lippie sticks that I'm decluttering slowly but surely. So this first one used to be a favorite of mine. This is the shade Kiddo. It is a sheer finish, and it's a beautiful color, but it just feels thick and sticky on my lips, and I felt like little particles were balling up, which I didn't like. And then the other 2 shades I have would be Contempo, which is this beautiful mauve pink color. And I have the most stunning red, Trust Me, which is a Matte X Finish. I just never wear reds and I don't need that many in my collection, but this one is really beautiful. So there's Contempo and Trust Me. Then I've got the last of my ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips. This is the shade Tiny Chum from the Hello Kitty collection. This one I will be throwing out. It doesn't smell too off yet and it's not dried out, but I just know that this is a little older. It's a pretty color, but the last time I wore it, I didn't love it and it pulled a little bit gray on me. Again, kind of similar to what I'm wearing today. Then I've got a Bite Beauty Matte Cream Lip Crayon in Glossy. This is just a little bit dark for my liking. I don't love this formula. It's just pretty basic for me. Then we've got this Tarte Color Splash lipstick in Beach Bay. I do like this formula. It is really creamy and comfortable. I just don't think this is a flattering nude on my skin tone. Then we've got the Urban Decay Matte Revolution lipstick in Matte Back Talk. I bought this right before they released the Vice collection. I like mauves, but ones that are a little bit lighter. These more like medium true mauves I don't love on me. Then I've got a mini Lipstick Queen lipstick in the shade Mauve Center. It's a pretty, there it is. It's a pretty creamy formula, but again, just not a color I reach for a whole bunch. Then we've got a mini of the Buxom Serial Killer Plumping Lip Stain in Pucker Up Dolly and a Buxom Vava Plump Shiny Liquid Lipstick in Wine Me. They were just a little bit streaky for me, and in this formula I would like different colors, so just, but like in general I don't need those kind of lip products. Then I have an e.l.f. Beautifully Bare lipstick in the shade Touch of Berry, which it was a comfortable formula. It's a pretty color that has nice pigmentation for supposed to be a bare lipstick, but don't need it. Then I have this pure liquid lipstick that I've only swatched. I just don't need it, in the shade Twinsies. This Ofra liquid lipstick, which I really like this color, but the sticker fell off, and this was something that a friend decluttered to me, so I have no idea what the shade is, and that drives me absolutely insane. So I just can't do it any longer, and I don't really wear that kind of color that often. And then this last one, I wore it in a video, but I just didn't love the color on me. This was one of the Lime Crime plushies, which is kind of like a lip stain liquid lipstick hybrid in the shade Melon Smoothie, which is a pretty nude peach color. But I think kind of depends on your skin tone and your makeup look, if that will look nice. So those are all the lip products I'm decluttering, which is a lot, and I still have a decent amount to go, but I did go through and get rid of a bunch of them, which is great. So that right there would be 28. And then I have these other unused lip products that would make 30. So I have 3 unused products I'm decluttering for my collection that I'm going to put in giveaways. So I wanted to separate that from all those lip products, which I have either swatched or tried on the lips once. So this first one is a mini NARS blush in the shade Orgasm. This is such a classic shade. I did originally want to keep it, but I do have a lot of other shades that are very similar, so it's not necessary, and I do think that would be a great giveaway prize. Then I have a Buxom Full On Lip Polish in the shade Sugar. I love the formula of these Buxom glosses, but this isn't really a color that I would go for. Then I have a full-size Anastasia liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. It's just a little too pale for me, and this formula I actually have several of, but it's really not my favorite liquid lip formula anymore. I do find it to be quite drying, and it can flake a little bit. A really pretty color, and she has a great color selection, but just not for me. So those 3 things are going to go in my giveaway pile because they're unused. So then I've got a few random products that I am decluttering for my collection. This first one is the NYX Bear With Me Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil Brow Setter. Now I haven't tried the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. This might be similar because it looks like a white creamy consistency. It feels like it's more conditioning than anything. It didn't really hold my brows in place very well. Then I have the Essence Metal Shock Shadow in Stars and Stories. I'm currently trying to find a friend to give this to. Most of my friends already have this, so we will see, but it is a really pretty color. I just don't need it. It is a little bit on the sheer side. It has to be layered over top of something else, and that's not what I like to do. I like to wear things on their own, and I just don't need it, and I don't wear liquid shadows very much as a whole, so I want to let go of it before it dries out. And then I do have one nail polish. I haven't tested any of my chopping block polishes yet, which I need to get to it because there are a bunch, but I am decluttering this OPI textured polish. Is their liquid sand collection. In the shade It's Frosty Outside, which is a beautiful silver texture polish. I'm going to be giving this one to a friend. I just really wasn't loving my winter polishes, and out of all of them, that was definitely the easiest one to let go of. Then I have some palettes that I am decluttering, which is a little crazy for me. This first one was really hard, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to give this to the same friend I'm giving my Naked 2 palette to. So this is the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. This is something I've loved for a long time, but I tried it out this winter and it was not as pigmented as I wanted it to be. And again, I think, you know, I used to love MAC eyeshadows, which take a bit to build up. I used one today, I hated it. So I've really just changed my preference in shadow. I've tried things that I think are better. I wish Urban Decay would reformulate these because I still think that this one has a beautiful color selection. I used up the matte cream. There are beautiful shades in here, but they could just be a little bit more powdery, I guess. So very sad to let this go. I did spend my own money on this one, and it's very, very beautiful, but I think I'll have a friend that will enjoy it more. Then I'm getting rid of the ColourPop Semi-Precious palette. I do think it's really pretty. You've got 8 large shimmer shadows, but I just haven't reached for it hardly at all since I've gotten it, and I think someone else can use it more. So pretty shades, but just not must-haves for me. Then I do have 2 palettes that I am going to be sending to my friend Lucy. The first one is the Too Faced I Want Candy palette. This is made in collaboration with Candy Johnson. So here's what it looks like on the inside, and you can tell there are some shades missing. I did I did depot 4 shades out of this palette for me to keep. 2 more cool tone shades, 2 more warm tone shades, and I'm so excited for them. They perform really well, and they are very nice quality. I do think that the shimmers in here are very shimmery, and the 2 shades I kept in particular are metallic. These ones look like they might not be as smooth as the ones that I depotted, but they do look really pretty. They are very pigmented, and the mattes are pigmented and blend well, so this was very easy to depot because this is like foam. So I don't like depotting palettes because I feel like I won't use the shades very much, but I hadn't used this at all since my friend Jean gave it to me, so I'm going to be sending this to my friend Lucy. She doesn't mind that I took out those couple shades. Then I'm decluttering my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I do have a backup of this, and there are several shades missing out of here. So I had used up Tempera, the matte cream, previously, and then I depotted my favorite shades, Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange, and Juan Fresco from this palette. And I tried depotting that palette. It was really difficult, and I didn't want to mess it up because I was giving it to Lucy. So I ended up just repressing those 3 shades into these pans. But I think I've decided that I don't need these in my collection, because I've got that other palette. I don't need doubles of them, so I am going to repress them again back into the palette and send it to Lucy. I wish I thought about that before I repressed them the first time, but again, hopefully Lucy doesn't mind, and I'll be happy to give her a palette that is a little fuller. Like, it has a little bit more shadow in it, so again, those shadows I will be repressing back into that palette, but I will be decluttering that one just because I do have a newer version of it. Hey guys, I wanted to pop in to show you the things that I'm already going to be decluttering for my collection. I am going to be sending my friends some packages tomorrow, so I want to show you guys all these products so that I can give them to my friends. So we will start with the face products that I'm decluttering, and that would be these Pixie Glowy Powders from the Head to Toe collab. And the pink color is the shade Wednesdays, and then the more like coppery color is Fetch. I tried these are both too dark for me. They're really nice formula, they're beautiful colors, but I don't use blush toppers, so I'm just going to pass these on to my friend Amanda, and I did have to repress them. They both came broken, but I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. Moving on to eyes, I do have some liquid shadows that I am going to be passing on. The first one is the Too Faced liquid shadow in Strawberries and Champagne. It's a pretty color, but just a so-so formula, and I don't use my liquid shadows that much. The next thing I'm going to be letting go of is a ColourPop Semi Precious palette. I do think that this is very pretty, but I don't ever use it. I have only used it a few times. I can't remember which one, but one of these shades I do have in a little mini pan that was in one of the other ColourPop palettes, and I love that one, but that's like my favorite of the palette, and I don't need this one. The colors are very pretty, but I have things similar, so I'm going to be passing that on. Lastly, we have lip products. Then I have the Bobbi Brown Art Stick Liquid Lip in the shade English Rose. Then I have the Physicians Formula Muru Muru Butter Lipstick in the shade Guava Mama. The formula is just a little too creamy for me. Then I have the Tarte Sugar Rush Vegan Lip Oil in the red shade, which I just wasn't going to get the most juice out of, but I did love the scent of that one. So now I'm going to show you the products I'm throwing out because they went bad. Some of these products are actually declutters that they seem fine, but because they are older, I will be throwing them away, and some of these things have truly dried out or gone bad. So for the things that are just old and I don't want anymore, I've got 2 of those. And that, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is my e.l.f. blush in Berry Mary. This is one of the oldest blushes in my collection. It's a really great formula. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. I do get a lot of use out of this in the winter time, but I do have some blushes that are a bit similar. And as I was looking at my blush collection, I have picked out some for my chopping block, but it's just too hard. There's so many that I really, really love, and there's a few more that I maybe can get rid of, but there are blushes that I reach for more than this one, and this is very, very old. So at some point, possibly I'd repurchase it, but I don't really feel the need to. The other thing is something that I've fallen out of love with. Let me know if you guys would like to see that video for me. There are some products that I still think are good, but I'm just kind of over them. This is one of them. That would be the MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencils. This is the shade Kittenish. And I was hoping it'd be more of a mauve pink, but this is a lot brighter for me. And this does have a nice medium opacity. It has a glossy shine to it. It is a little bit thicker feeling on the lips, which means it stays in place longer. It's a fine formula, but I'm not in love with it anymore, so I am going to be saving this for Back to MAC. Again, it still performs well. It doesn't smell bad, but because it is older, I'm going to be doing Back to MAC. Then I've got some liquid lipsticks that have dried out on me. So these are Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. These are the oldest liquid lipsticks in my collection, and I already have backups of these. So that would be Stone, the very classic mauve color, and this one actually still swatches really easily. Very creamy still, but again, it smells fine. It's real freaking old. And then I've got Truffle, which is the peachy nude. This one is a little bit more chunky and dry. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I love these colors. These are holy grail colors in my collection. Dose of Colors makes my favorite liquid lipstick formula really, really nice, so I'm happy I have some backups of those. And then the next oldest liquid lipsticks in my collection, I believe, or one of the next oldest, would be the Jouer liquid lipsticks. These have all dried out. I got them on a super sale, but I really didn't use them enough. Out of these 3, my favorite shade would be Melon. And this already was more of a moussey formula. And oh my gosh, it is just, that's Melon. It's very beautiful, but man, that is thick. So thick and dry. Then we've got Dulce de Leche, which is pinker. And these are my kind of nudes because they are pale. And then the other one is Lychee. Wow, this one is the most dry. There's Lychee. I do like this formula. It is a moussey formula. It is a completely dry down liquid lipstick. It does feel a bit dry on the lips. The packaging is not my favorite. I know with Jouer products they're supposed to like link together, but like the liquid lipsticks don't. They have to link to like a blush or something. It was a cute idea. I like the rectangle packaging. It's cute, but I don't like that you don't actually have something easy to hold on to, where like something like this even has, like this is like holding on to a freaking Lego and trying to apply your lipstick. You know what I mean? Like it'd be very easy to like touch the stick and get your lipstick on it, or drop this or whatever. Like it's just, I said get your lipstick on it, get lipstick on your hand. You know what I mean? I do not love the Lego lid. So here we've got Melon, Dulce de Leche, and Lychee. Again, Melon is still my favorite shade. This is a nice formula because it is that more moussey texture I really enjoy. It does dry down completely, so it can be a little bit drying. It's good, but it's not amazing. I don't think I'm going to replace any of these in my collection. Like I said, Dose of Colors makes my favorite liquid lipstick formula. They have a lot of similar shades. Then I've got some Super Shocks from ColourPop. I mentioned all of these in one of my Partners in Creme updates, and I swatched them there. I'll just link that video for you guys. This one is Drift, Beautiful Cranberry, completely dried out. It's a satin finish. Porter is a metallic. Cricket is a metallic. These have just dried out, and these shades are not my most favorite. Drift used to be a pearlized finish. They, for some reason, made it a satin, so it's not as shimmery and beautiful. That makes no sense to me. I know they've done that with a few shades, and it's absolutely ludicrous because I love this color, but I'm not going to repurchase any of these. Out of the three, this one is my favorite, but the rest of them are just dried out, going to go in the trash. I did decide to declutter this single for my collection. This is Urban Decay Tease. I have had this single since they came out with the newer packaging where they could like pop out. So that was like 2013, 2012. I don't know. This is freaking ancient and I don't love the color. It seems like it's changed a little bit. It's a little bit more gray instead of a little bit more on the purpley side, which is how I like my taupe. So this one, I've hit pan on it. I got some good use, but it's going to go in the trash. Then I do have one palette I'm going to be throwing in the trash. This is the Anastasia Tamana palette. It is older in my collection, and I've also used up about half the palette. So I depotted Bengal. It was really easy to pop this pan out, but all the rest of them I had repressed into round pans, so then I wanted to put this one in a round pan, so I just was trying to pop it back in. So that one I have not used up yet. I will this year, but these three other shades I have used up. I hit pan on this one. This one is just older in my collection. It's not performing the same, and I asked Lucy if she wanted this one, and she said no, so that's why I am going to be throwing that one away. So a lot of trash products here, which is a bummer, but it's time. A lot of those were just old. So now to the few products that I've returned so far. So I've got one thing from my December haul, and then a couple things from January and February. So for my December haul, the only thing that I returned that I had tested out was the Kylie Holiday Face Palette. It had two highlighters, a bronzer, and a blush. I think that they performed fine. They were pretty, but it didn't blow me away. And I already don't use my face palettes a ton, even though they're beautiful and I love them. So I did not think that I would actually reach for that as much as I should, so I did end up returning that. It was just okay for me. So then for my January haul, so this year I'm keeping a spreadsheet of my monthly makeup purchases, and then I'm having a little column about whether I return them or not, so that is going to make these update videos so much easier and I won't forget anything. So from January I returned two products. The first was an Ofra lip gloss trio in the set was called Flurry. So you had one cream finish gloss and cherry mocha, which was so beautiful, and then two shimmer glosses. This formula is so thin. It is very slippery. It wipes off your lips in seconds. It completely disappeared just from talking after like 20 minutes, and it was a great deal. The glosses were like $10 for 3 glosses. Great deal, but like if it would have lasted like an hour on me, I would have been happy with that, but literally 20 minutes. And I already have a decent amount of lip products in my collection that I prefer, that I would rather spend the time to use up over those. So I really didn't, it wasn't about the money. Like, yes, I was happy to get my $10 back, but it wasn't about the money. It was the fact that they were going to be taking up space. So I did return that. And the other thing was the Too Faced Hangover RX Pillow Balm. Now I got this one on sale and it was still $15.75, which was really pricey for me to buy a product on sale. And it was a hydrating, like a liquid lip balm, but nothing special. My Laneige lip slipping mask, my EOS lip balms, all of those I think work just as well as that one. It did not blow me away, and for that price it went right on back. Then from my February haul, I didn't purchase that many things to begin with, yay, but there is one thing I chose to return, and that would be the Anastasia Amrezy palette. Now I love my ABH palettes. I haven't purchased all of them. There are several I've passed on because of the colors, and this one I was originally really drawn to. I love the neutrals in there. The two lighter tone matte browns, incredible. You guys know how much I love my Anastasia matte warm browns. I have several singles. I always love the ones that are included in those palettes, so I did enjoy those, but they're not different enough for that to be a reason to keep the palette. There was like a shimmery pink with a gold flash. That one was very pretty, but again, I have things that are a little bit more similar. And then there was a golden copper color. That one was very beautiful. One of my favorite shades in the palette, had a really amazing metallic finish. Those four I really enjoyed. But the lightest satin finish pink shade, I put my brush in there and it was like poof in my face, kicked up everywhere. It didn't actually like show up nicely on my skin either, and I have a very fair skin tone, so that shade was crap. Anastasia once in a while will put matte shades with like a little bit of shimmer in them or a little bit of glitter in them. I freaking hate that. There were several dark colors in this palette, which I don't like. I also didn't like that they were bigger palettes. They were 2 shades longer, and they put pressed glitters in there. I don't love pressed glitters. I tried them and they were messy. They were just like any other pressed glitter. I didn't enjoy them. And then I tried the blue in that palette. It was not that impressive. It faded pretty significantly on me, and I just didn't like that blue. And I have several other blues in my collection. Then a few other shimmery pinks in that palette, I would not wear them. So overall, there were a couple shades I really liked. It really added that whole palette, probably 4 shades that I loved, and the rest of them I either could just do without, didn't try, or I don't like them at all. So I did end up returning that palette because even though I got it on sale, it was like $40. So yeah, girl, I needed my money back. So I'm bummed that I didn't love that one as much as everyone else did, but happy to have my money back and one less palette in my collection. So guys, that was my first update for my chopping block series of 2020. I don't think there'll be that many products next time, but we'll see. I still have a lot more things to test out. So if you guys are doing a similar series on your channel, I would love to know in the comments down below. I would also love to know your thoughts on the products that I mentioned here today. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.